What happens when a boy, a girl, and a blind beagle drive across America to visit you? We'll be video blogging along the way and posting it here on BustedHalo.com. Welcome to Busted Halo's Digital Pilgrimage. Alright, Busted Halo audience, we are at Bradley University at their Newman Center, meeting with Jacob and Jacob. How do you pronounce your last name?
Laskowski.
Laskowski. Jacob Laskowski, who's one of the Focus ministers here. And so, how did you come here? You said you did not go to Bradley University, so how did you get to this lovely area of Peoria?
I arrived in August by way of Focus. I graduated from Ball State University last year in May and applied to become a missionary with Focus, and they placed me at Bradley University.
So how did you become involved in Focus in the first place? Why did you want to become a missionary? What drew you to this work?
When I was at Ball State, for the first 2 years I was there, Focus wasn't there. But I became pretty involved with the Newman Center and tried to do as much as I could to get other students involved with their faith. And then Focus came and did an outstanding job, much better than I could ever have done as a student, and that really attracted me to want to be a missionary myself. And so they convinced me to apply, and I flew out to Denver and applied and interviewed and became a missionary.
So had you always been relatively religious, or not so much?
I would say went to Mass on Sundays, and that was mostly the extent. So
tell me the story of why you suddenly, how you got back into the church, how you became more focused.
When I came to Ball State and I went to the Newman Center for a Welcome Week activity. It was an ice cream social, and I met some people there that were just, you could tell they had happiness that I had never seen before. And so I started hanging out with them a little more and became really good friends with them, and it was just that personal invitation and personal relationship that I had with them that kept me back and kept me realizing that the church is more than just Mass.
Very cool. So where do you find God most?
Where do I find God most? I find God the most in my fiance, my vocation.
Very nice. Tell me about her.
She is a missionary at UIC in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
So we're about 3 hours away, which is a good challenge. But I met her at that ice cream social, and she and I became really good friends and started dating her senior year of college and then got engaged.
What's her name?
Joy.
Joy.
Yeah.
What a great name.
It's a beautiful name. It's perfect for her.
What do you say to a young adult who is struggling in their faith?
What do I say to a young adult?
Yeah.
Tons of things. Depends on what it is. I went on a walk with a student the other week. He was in a Bible study last year and didn't want to be in one this year, so I went on a walk with him to get to know him a little more and find out why. And at first he was just talking about his busy schedule, and then we got a little deeper, and then he started talking about how he struggled with church teachings on moral issues like abortion and things like that. It was very personal to him. And all I wanted to do was, tell him what I felt and tell him what I thought and tell him what the church really teaches on those matters. But I really had to just be Christ's ears to him and just listen to him, and then eventually grow with him in a friendship and try to have dinner with him sometime next week and get to know him a little more, and eventually build that trust so that he can trust what I'm saying rather than me just shoving it down his throat, because I'm sure that's what's happened in the past.
So any messages for Busted Halo, for young adult people? This will be up online, and you can send it to your fiance if you want. Any messages you want to send to people?
I love you, Joy.